Well, hello strangers. I'm here today with the small Booktuber book tag, which is mercifully a nice small tag that I hoped might get me back into the habit of making videos for Booktube and kind of help me get used to talking to a camera again, which right now feels very, very weird. I was tagged in this by Alex over at Hey Little Thrifter, whose channel I've been subscribed to for some time now. She does a variety of videos combining things like thrift hauls, or what we call charity shop hauls, with her love of reading, and her content's always great. I'll link her down below and I recommend that you check her videos out. First question is introduce yourself. So I'm Zoe and I live in Birmingham, which is in the Midlands of the UK. I'm 41 years old and I'm an English teacher at a local further education college. I teach GCSE retakes, so students who are over 16 but didn't manage to secure the required grade at school to be considered finished with their English education and are attending a range of vocational courses. So I tend to teach people like bricklayers, carpenters, plumbers, hairdressers, sports students, etc. They can be quite disengaged from learning and it can be quite challenging, but I really enjoy it. I also have 2 children, and recently I made the move to part-time working to help give me a sort of healthier work-life balance and hopefully to help me get back into booktubing. Question 2 is how long have you been on YouTube? I think it was YouTube, or was it Booktube? I did have a fledgling little channel a while ago where I unpacked Tesco grocery hauls, which sounds quite embarrassing now, so forget I said that. Booktube I started January last year and I had a good run for about 6 months and then it just kind of dried up really. I'm reluctant to blame time because I'm a strong believer that you always find time for the things you love, so there may have been other factors at the time, although I don't recall now. Question 3 is what kind of videos do you make? So the kind of videos I don't make, I don't do TBRs because that suggests some element of planning and that's not really me, and I don't do hauls because I try not to buy large amounts of books, but I did do wrap-ups which I'll continue doing, although they didn't ever strike me as the most interesting kind of videos to do. I much prefer doing things like individual reviews and just general sort of discussion videos. I try and keep my videos fairly short, so I try not to break the 10-minute barrier because I figured, like me, people may have time pressures or just a very short attention span. Discussion videos, even shorter, kind of 5 minutes or there or thereabouts. I'd like to do more of those in the future, I think. Question 4 is what do you love about Booktube? Well, for me, it's been a fantastic resource in just finding new things to read. I've been reading for over 35 years now, so I've worked my way through a lot of titles and I'm always interested in the next fantastic 5-star book. And I think it's a great way, Booktube, to see kind of what other people are reading, what new titles are coming out, new writers, kind of the next big thing or trends. It's also been a great way to connect with like-minded people. I'm quite fortunate. I do have people in my real life who are big readers like me. I've got lots of reader friends and I'm part of a book club, but you can never know enough bookish people, can you? 5 is what type of books do you read? So primarily I am a fiction reader. I don't mind non-fiction. I tend to like listening to that. I'll do that on Audible, but fiction is more my thing. I don't read YA. I'm not particularly interested in that, and I'm not really into kind of fantasy genre. But broadly speaking, anything goes. I gravitate more towards literary fiction. I like to be impressed by the quality of somebody's writing as much as their ability to kind of put a plot or a good story together. But I will cross genres into things like crime, horror, sci-fi, magical realism, bit of everything really. Number 6 is what is your favourite video? Now, I'm presuming this is the favourite video that I've done rather than just my favourite YouTube video, which is still the Sneezing Panda, by the way. The best video I think I've done was my Books on a Theme, all set in 1976. So last year when I read The Trouble with Goats and Sheep by Joanna Cannon, which was set in the long hot summer of 76, it made me think of other books that I've read set around the same time period. I was born during that summer, so I've always felt kind of an affinity. I love it when I see things or read things that are set during that time. And I did a short curated collection of 5 titles where I talked about my experience of reading the books. The final question is to, or not really question, the final job is to tag 4 small booktubers. So I traced the trail back from this video, and the original criteria was to be a small booktuber, you have to have less than 1,000 subscribers. So 1,000 sounds like loads to me. And a couple of people I'm going to tag, I don't consider in my head or my heart to be small booktubers, but they fulfill the criteria. The first one is Chris over at Chris's Bookish Cauldron. He has a sub 1,000 subscriber count purely due to time, I think, because he's a fairly prolific uploader and he's a very articulate guy. His videos are great quality, so I'm quite sure his numbers will go stratospheric sooner rather than later. But if you haven't already checked him out, I will give him a try and I'll link him underneath. My second choice is Catherine over at Cover to Cover. She's a booktuber who hasn't uploaded for a couple of months, so I'm hoping that this might be a little bit of a reminder to her. She and I have quite similar taste in books, so I love hearing her talk and share her thoughts on titles I may have read or may want to read. She's got a real kind of calming, soothing voice, and I'll link her as well. The other 2 booktubers I want to link are definitely kind of smaller numbers, but started around the same time as me. And I think you do have an affinity for those people you feel have been on the same sort of trajectory or journey as you. The first one is Emma over at Emma's Bookish Lifestyle. So she reads quite widely, she hauls quite a lot. She's got a couple of really cute chihuahuas who make appearances in her video. And the second one is Womanvsbooks. That's Kerry Ann. She also reads widely, and I think they both probably read a little bit more populist fiction than me, but we do have crossovers in the titles that we do read, and I'm always interested in Kerry Ann's thoughts. She has a lot of good stuff to say. So they'll both be linked below as well. Thank you so much for watching and bearing with me, because I feel a little bit kind of clumsy and clunky, but hopefully I'll get back into the swing of things. I've already got some ideas for some videos that will be coming up, so welcome back. Thanks for stopping by.